Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Evil Dead little marathon I've been doing here lately. Hoping that the audio is coming through at least decently clearly. I've went through and I'm pretty sure everything is good right now. Welcome to the second part, I guess you could say, of the Evil Dead commentaries. And today we're going to be I don't know why I said interviewing. We're going to be talking about and doing a sort of watch along on Army of Darkness and the Evil Dead Remake. Now, these are two movies that I haven't seen in a long while. It's been quite an amount of time since I've seen these films. And it'll be cool revisiting these films again. I really enjoy them. And hope you guys are along for the ride. I hope you guys enjoy it. It'll be us just sort of like last time, hanging out, watching, and talking. But I'm going to make sure my chat isn't, for some reason, I don't know what it is, but here on StreamYard, my chat glitches. And if I check YouTube, I have a whole line of comments that aren't popping up on StreamYard. So if you guys have commented something, I'm not ignoring it. I can see there are people in the chat, but I can't see the comments. So I'll be right back. In the comments, I think everything is good. So hopefully as the commentary goes along and people start jumping in and joining us here on the live stream. Hopefully, I can see some comments below. But anyways, we're starting with Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 3. This was supposed to be called Medieval Dead, and it was actually supposed to be the second film, but they ended up not having the money for Evil Dead 2 to make this one, so they ended up making Army of Darkness after Evil Dead 2. And like I said, King Gore's here. My chat is working. What's up, King Gore? How you doing? Welcome, Corey. And if you guys have Army of Darkness, weird because they must have timed this and knew what they were doing, because you used to be able to find Evil Dead everywhere. Netflix, HBO, wherever you looked, you could find Evil Dead. Now they know everybody wants to see Evil Dead, and so they're making it real hard to find. Luckily, I have the physical copies. I've had them forever. But I recently picked up this 4K of Army of Darkness. So I'm going to be watching the theatrical cut. There's 3 versions of this movie on this 4K. There's the director's cut, the international cut, and the theatrical cut. I'm just going to watch the theatrical cut because it's the one I'm the most familiar with, and plus it's the one that's mostly available. So we're going to be watching the theatrical cut, and we'll give a little countdown from 10. And we are going to start our journey on Evil Dead once again, the second half of our journey. This is going to be on Army of Darkness and the Evil Dead Remake. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Pressing play. Boom. And if you guys are wondering where I'm at, the Universal logo just popped up. It's right here, the old school. Wow. Even the Universal logo is in 4K. And I'm noticing this is the first, by the way, this will be the first time I have ever seen Army of Darkness in 4K, or any Evil Dead movie for that matter. And oh my Lord, there is an immediate difference. It's a lot more clearer than the DVD I had for years. Probably since I was like 13. I only had Army of Darkness on DVD. And so I skipped Blu-ray and went right to 4K. And I'm telling you guys immediately, this 4K is a huge bump up from the DVD, which is probably very obvious, but it's noticeable. So if you guys are wondering if the 4K is worth it, first of all, it's full screen, no crop bars or anything like that. Well, it is not full screen, it's widescreen. But there's no crop whatsoever on this. It looks fantastic. And absolutely amazing in 4K. Very clear. Kind of want to get Evil Dead 2 and 1 on 4K now just to see the difference. Probably wouldn't be much of a difference for Evil Dead 1. I mean, Evil Dead 1 looks great on Blu-ray, so I'm probably not going to go all the way out of my way just to get it on 4K. But the 4K is dirt cheap. There's a 4K set of Evil Dead 1 and 2 that's extremely cheap. And right here, they could not get the rights to use the same footage from Evil Dead 1 and 2. And it's kind of weird because they were able to use footage from Evil Dead 2 here and there, but I'm assuming they just didn't have the footage to use for the whole thing. So I'm not quite sure what happened here. I'm not quite sure if just they wanted to remake this opening or if they, had to. But it's kind of a retelling of Evil Dead 2 more than Evil Dead 1. See, which is kind of confusing because right here they're showing the ending of Evil Dead 2. So I'm just very curious about why they chose to have the movie open like that. Which this 4K, if you're a fan of Army of Darkness, which I'm a pretty big fan of it, but if you're like a diehard fan, you got to have the 4K. Because not only do I think it looks fantastic, like I've been saying, it looks great. But I also think just the amount of special features on the 4K is incredible. I mean, they really go all out with the special features in this film. And this is the original title, Bruce Campbell versus the Army of Darkness, which is a bit of a different title. I think that was what they were going to call it for the longest time, and they ended up just calling it Army of Darkness. Have a little bit of the ending of Evil Dead 2 in here, but now we're cutting into Army of Darkness. It's a bit different than the ending of Evil Dead 2. Wow, man, it really does look great. It looks great. And I always thought this was a very different way to take it. I mean, you have Evil Dead 1, straight up horror, relatively a simple horror film. Evil Dead 2 ramps it up as far as the gore goes, as far as the comedic stuff goes. I mean, Evil Dead 2 just ramps so much up. This is a really short movie, by the way, which I believe the extended cut is a lot longer, but I just checked the runtime. It's like an hour and 21 minutes. It's a really short movie. But I heard that the extended cut has some problems. Both other cuts have problems. Like here, the international cut. I don't know too much about that, but the director's cut mainly, I know a lot of people have issues with it. It really has a lot of tone issues. And I really don't think you need to add much to this movie. I mean, this is a film that, in my opinion at least, has the perfect pacing. Um, it has the perfect amount of just story. It's one of those things where you don't really need to extend it. I will check out the director's cut and international cut eventually. I'm a big fan of the movie, so I'll check it out eventually. But it really is one of those things where I don't think you totally need an extended cut or anything added to this. There are some movies that I think would benefit from that, but I think this is one of those films where it'll be curious to check it out. I'll give it a chance, but I'll be honest, most extended cuts I see end up not being my preferred versions. Like Exorcist 3, the Legion cut, I prefer the theatrical cut a lot more. The only cut of a movie that I was glad that I seen the extended version of was The House That Jack Built. That added a lot of extra stuff in there and extended scenes that I thought really served the movie. But I do think there is a point where a director, I think, will see the vision as, oh, this will have to be a 3-hour movie, and especially today, it's allowed. You know, and back then you had to be a big name to allow a 3-hour uncut version of your film. Like, it was very rare back in this time for studios to not cut down movies. It was just how it was. And even to this day, the big studios still do that. You know, it's a problem. Some say it's a problem. For me, I don't look at it as a total problem because the studios sometimes do make good points. Like one example I can think of is Exorcist 3, where the original ending was just George C. Scott going up and shooting Brad Dourif, and that was it. And I prefer the exorcism at the end. I know it's a bit tacked on. I know it feels a bit unnatural, but I do feel like it matches that film. But here, got a lot of classic stuff going on. You don't really need to add much more to it. Then again, like I said, I'll give the extended cut a chance. And Army of Darkness, I didn't grow up with this movie as much as Evil Dead 1 and 2. This is one that I seen quite a while later. I had seen Evil Dead 1 when I was a real little kid, like when I was about 10, 9 or 10. I had seen Evil Dead 1. And Evil Dead 2, I had seen about a year or two later. And then Army of Darkness, I had seen about 2 or 3 years later. And so this was the one that I discovered a bit later. I may have even watched the Evil Dead remake before this one. which I actually did see that one in the theater. Like I said, I may have seen, which I yeah, not may, I do remember I did see Evil Dead the remake in the theater, and to this day, the remake was it's still my favorite theater experience. I mean, to me, not only does the movie hold up to this day, and we'll find out too. I'll watch it or I'll rewatch it tonight. We'll see if it still holds up. But um, as far as a theatrical experience and me going and see that movie, I haven't really been in a theater that there was that much stuff happening in. It was something out of a movie where it's just like, everybody, when the gore scenes were happening, people were jumping up and screaming and running out of the theater, and people were just shocked and just terrified and screaming. And, at the time, I was a big Evil Dead fan, so I was really hoping that the film did the franchise justice. And I mean, it definitely did. It's one of my favorite remakes, and it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've seen it, about a year or two, maybe 3 years since I've seen the Evil Dead remake, and so tonight it'll be pretty cool revisiting it again. The one thing I will say about this 4K so far that I noticed immediately, not really right now, but what I noticed in the very beginning, was there must have been some dirt on the lens or something, and with them cleaning it up, because I never even noticed that before. But with it being a 4K, I noticed there was dirt on the lens immediately, like it was right there. If you get the 4K, watch for the dirt on the lens. You can kind of, and well, right here we got a fountain of blood just spraying out of the pit. Of course, the pit bitch, what they call the creature in here. But I did notice that, not really a problem, but I mean, when you do 4K something, you notice more things, you know, which even the Blu-rays for Evil Dead 1, like you watch that movie and, on Blu-ray, you'll notice things here and there, Um, there's a lot of older movies were meant to have that grainier quality. But it is cool seeing these movies in HD. I mean, this movie is very colorful, has a great environment and atmosphere. And so it's looking great in 4K. But like I said, Army of Darkness, this is a film that I had seen long after I had seen the other ones. And, you know, I've loved it ever since I first seen it. I I love the fact this movie is lesser of a horror film and more of a fantasy adventure type of film. I've never even saw this asshole before. And I think Bruce Campbell really steps it up in this movie. This is my favorite performance from Bruce Campbell as Ash is in this movie. I love the combination of him being a normal guy, just trying to get by, but he's also the wisecracking, just rock to the back of the head. But I like Ash in this movie. This is my favorite version of Ash. Whereas I feel like in the show it was a bit too much to where sometimes Ash was straight up unlikable, and I feel like they kind of leaned a little bit too much where Ash became unlikable in that show. But I thought in this movie it fit perfectly. I love this scene right here. Good set design too of the death pit. Of course, the pit bitch, like I said, coming up here soon. You actually have two Deadites down here, which is a pretty cool idea. And I miss movies that built practical sets like this. Beautiful looking set. And I think it's pretty cool that every Evil Dead movie kind of has its own little things happening in them. Evil Dead 1 is a serious horror film. Evil Dead 2 is a comedy, a horror comedy. And then Evil Dead 3, Army of Darkness, is just this fantasy adventure movie with horror elements there. There's definitely still horror elements there. Kind of even more, I would even argue, even more slapsticky type of humor in this movie, which, like I said, Sam Raimi pulls it off. It works. And it's definitely a style that he perfected, and a lot of people have tried to. Like right here, it's totally ridiculous. This freaking this freaking Deadeye over here doing these cartwheels and shit. Really ridiculous. But it works, man. It's just fun. The Evil Dead movies are pure fun. They have their moments where they're actually creepy as well, but they're pure fun, you know? And right here, I think is one of the best moments in the entire Evil Dead franchise when Ash, is past the chainsaw, finally gets the chainsaw hand back. Which is my one thing with this movie. I do kind of. Oh my God, is that Chuck? I'm doing great, man. It's so good to hear from you again. It's been forever, dude. I think it's been like years, right? Wow. Chuck, it's great hearing from you again, man. I hope everything is going well for you. It's so good to hear from you again. I hope all is well, dude. Right now we're just watching Army of Darkness, man. We're just chilling. Are you still on JG streams and hanging out with him? I know he's on Twitch a lot more now, which I would watch. I would watch the streams on there. I'm just not on Twitch right now. I had Twitch for like a second, but I ended up not really getting on Twitch a whole lot. So unfortunately I don't have it anymore. But I hope JG's doing well. JG might pop up tonight, actually. I hope. But yeah, Chuck, really good hearing from you again, man. I hope all is well. And right here, this is my bad. I threw my phone across the room. Right here, he grabs his belt, freaking flings it, and it somehow grips onto the chain. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it works, man. Somehow Sam Raimi, he makes it work. And I feel like a lot of filmmakers, even to this day, try to replicate Sam Raimi's stuff. And I think Sam Raimi does it in a specific way, and like I said, it totally works with Sam Raimi. And I think a lot of filmmakers try to overdo it a little bit and try to copy it sometimes. But I feel like Sam Raimi's the master of it for sure. This slapsticky, over the top type of humor and horror combination. Which, to be honest, this was Sam Raimi's last time doing horror for a while, because he did this, then he'd go on to do Spider-Man, and I think he did Drag Me to Hell years later. So after this, Sam Raimi, because unfortunately this movie didn't make a lot of money. It made a decent amount of money. I don't think it bombed or anything, but I mean, it wasn't this great success. And there are a lot of stories behind that. There are stories that it was because of when it was released. They released it, they pretty much dumped it on a random release day. And Universal, there are stories that they barely promoted the movie and that they just didn't really try. That's rumors, though. I don't know. I haven't done a whole slew of research on this movie. I did watch documentary a little bit, though, that was on this 4K. But I'm not sure if, it's just rumors that Universal kind of dumped it on a random date and it wasn't promoted a lot. And it just didn't do very well when it came out. It did okay, but of course, over the years, it would grow this big, giant fan base. Um, that's good, Chuck. It's good hearing from you again, man. I'm glad you're doing okay, and thank you for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, I think this movie should have been a bigger hit. Maybe if you would have released it in the, I don't even know if they released it in the summer. This is a movie that you would release in the summer, though, like a good July release. You release this in July, try to make it a big deal, promote it, because it is the grandest Evil Dead movie. I mean, if we really think about it, all the big action scenes, I think they really, with this film, what this film stepped up in was the action, the choreography, the grand scale of it. It's a lot bigger of a movie than Evil Dead 1 and 2. And even the remake, I don't think went as big as this movie, as far as just the environment and the idea and the creativity of just them taking it into a fantasy setting, which shockingly fits Evil Dead. I mean, you would think it wouldn't fit Evil Dead, but shockingly, it does. And I think it fits Evil Dead very well. But Yeah, I think even though I rank this one usually last in my, if I have to rank the I really don't try to because I'm very biased at Evil Dead, but I will admit I'm biased at Evil Dead. I love Evil Dead. I'm a huge fan, and everything is good. The games are good for the most part. The TV show is good for the most part. The movies are all good in their own ways. So I don't see a reason why not to like Evil Dead. Personally, like the little creature design, the costume of the pit bitch, pretty cool looking costume. But yeah, you would think that this would not fit. I mean, it's following up Evil Dead 1 and 2, and it's like you follow up two horror films with a fantasy movie, medieval type film. What's going on here, you know? And Bruce Campbell's just hilarious in this freaking movie, man. Just being a real pompous, eating the grapes off the vines. The girls are all around him, the women. You know, he's sipping the wine. Just like real. He's a freaking ham in this damn movie. I think this chick's name is Sheila. And I will be honest, I don't hate the character Sheila, but I do feel like they don't really do anything with her. I definitely would say she's the weakest of the lead girls from the Evil Dead franchise. Because if you really think about it, she's there to be flirting with Bruce Campbell, and then she gets kidnapped, turned to a deadite. Then Bruce Campbell saves her, has to go back in time, has to go back to the future, and really like Sheila doesn't do much in this movie, which I think is a pretty big shame because here we have a. Oh, I forgot to switch my banner. Oops. There we go. There's the banner I was looking for. But like I said, it's just a kind of a shame that they didn't really do much with the Sheila character in this film. She's just kind of there. I kind of like this idea that Ash has learned from his mistakes. He's like, no, let's not check the body. Let's get a freaking axe and chop her into pieces before we do anything here. And Sam Raimi, I mean, he still knows what he's doing with this just chaos, this frantic chaos, this absolutely just a film that's losing its mind as it goes. It feels like, at least, you know, I think he really nails the aspect of just directing some really crazy, intense sequences. That's so badass. I love how Ash is just like putting the gun barrel over the shoulder. Boom. Although it would have been cool if they had the head explode. And I don't know if like just the reputation of Evil Dead 1 or just the censors in general with this film. Um Sorry about that. But I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it was because of the censors or what, but Evil Dead 2 tried to not get an X rating. So they were trying to do like, you know, blue blood, black blood, green blood. In this movie, it seems like it doesn't have a whole lot of gore. Like Evil Dead 1's definitely the goriest of all three. But this one doesn't really have a whole lot of gore in it, and I can't really think of a scene that's outright gory. I mean, there are scenes that are kind of painful to watch and wincing, but there's not really a whole lot of gore in the film. Because even right there, when Ash is using the shotgun, I kind of wish she would have blew her head off or something, but because it doesn't make sense that she stays dead after that. She just got shot in, like the chest or whatever. Oh, there we go. I don't know what the heck just happened. Uh, we just got on the scene though. The classic line, "Give me some sugar, baby." It's just over the top, but it works. You know, like I said, everything works in Evil Dead, and I really do dig the environment. I'm a big fan of you know medieval stories, the medieval setting. I dig it. I think it's a really cool idea. And it's kind of a unique setting for the Evil Dead films. I also like the new look of Ash, how he's got the new shirt, just the whole new look. I dig it. Like I said, the one thing that kind of bothers me about this film, though, is they don't really use the chainsaw hand too much. The chainsaw hand doesn't really come into play anymore in this movie, which I think is a mistake. Uh, I mean, it's a very iconic thing, and they barely use it in the Evil Dead's anything. At least it feels like it at times. Which I don't mind the idea of the armor hand. That's pretty cool. But I do wish that chainsaw hand was used a bit more. And these scenes, especially right here, do look great in 4K. I'm noticing a lot of bright colors. It looks fantastic. Um, I actually do remember there was this one time that I was I was somewhere and I seen that someone was selling these horror films, and they had like a whole truck bed full of old school horror VHS tapes. And they had a lot of copies of Army of Darkness and Evil Dead 1 and 2, and really cool seeing all the artwork for Army of Darkness. I mean, some of my favorite posters are from this movie. And a lot of posters would either pay homage to this, or I think it's the Vacation, the National Lampoon Vacation movies. They have the posters pretty much the same for that. Like they homage the poster from National Lampoon's Vacation. But Army of Darkness was always iconic as well. And I think even after this movie, there were films that would try to homage that cover as well. And you can tell they definitely perfected the you know evil flying through the woods, the evil POV of it chasing Ash. Looks really, really good right here. It's very well shot. Still looks cool. Although you are kind of wondering, like the evil force should have gotten Ash right there, but it ended up not getting him. And I am kind of curious on if this movie was a bigger hit, if they would have made even more sequels and what they were wanting to do with it and how they were wanting. Because I think this movie was supposed to have a bummer ending, which they ended up using that ending in the director's cut, but they would also use that ending in the show. Um, right here, breaking the mirror. Once again, like I said, Ash just learning from what happened in the past, learning from his mistakes. So he's like, you know what? I'm not trusting this damn mirror. Not after all the hell I got put through before. But even then, you destroy the mirror and just these little versions of Ash come through. And this is really well done. Like, even to this day, this looks really good. All of the ashes, picking up the fork. Just good stuff, man. This poor dude just still going through hell. Oh, oh, face on the stove. Yeah, just this is like the one part of the movie that feels like the most Evil Dead as well. Uh, him trapped in the windmill. A lot of creepy ideas, and it shows that the Evil Dead doesn't need to have just deadites. That there's multiple things it can use. Oh, that there are multiple ways for them to showcase the power of the evil force. This, of course, I'd imagine is paying homage to Gulliver's Travels. Just the idea, the outrageous, like I said, the outrageous idea of all these little tiny ashes running around and taking down the big ash. Just a really out there concept. And I'm guessing technically right here, Ash is being possessed. Uh, or in a way, it's giving a vessel for this evil Ash to come out of. And this is a really wild scene, and the effects look great. Oh God, this. How about some hot chocolate, huh? And this is a little bit creepy. This part is a little bit creepy. Just him, just this eyeball coming out of his shoulder, and this other version of Ash just growing out of him. It's a creepy scene. And this is a really, like I said, other iconic images of that Ash walking in front of the moon as the two ashes. We got Aiden here. What's up, Aiden? How you doing? We're watching Army of Darkness right now. Doing a watch along of this and the Evil Dead remake tonight. Right now we're on Army of Darkness. If you want a timestamp, just let me know. Um, I'll let you know where I'm at in the film. Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness will always be my faves. I like my Evil Dead to be goofy. Yeah, I mean, this movie definitely covers that. This is definitely one of those films. This and Evil Dead 2 definitely have a huge goof factor to them. And it really works in this movie, man. Right here, I'm bad, Ash. And you're good, Ash. You're a goody little two shoes. Really fun stuff, man. Good, bad, the guy with the gun. This is great, man. Yeah, Army of Darkness is probably the one that brings a smile to my face the most. It's just got a really good charm to it. And yeah, yeah, just really well done. Army of Darkness is one of the most quotable films ever made. I agree with that, man. I think the lines of dialogue are very well written in this movie, and they're very. You could say they're cheesy, but they work, man. It's Evil Dead. It works. And another every Evil Dead movie has to have the dismemberment scene, which once again you don't see too much gore in this damn movie, which is really shocking. I think it was, like I said, I think it was because it's Universal, and Universal is a much bigger studio. This part's really weird because you listen to that Evil Dead scream, the evil Ash scream. There we go. And that's the sound effect they would use in the Nazi zombies and Call of Duty. You'd hear that scream in that game. So every time I hear that scream, I think about Call of Duty Zombies. Um, and this ends up becoming the main villain of the movie. Ash becomes the main villain in a way. What's that you got in your face? But yeah, that's a pretty different idea that, having Ash become the main villain, having an evil Ash. Interesting. Army of Darkness is rated R, but if it came out nowadays, it would be PG-13. I agree with that because there's not really any F bombs in this movie. I can't remember them saying any F bombs, and there's not really a whole lot of gore, which it would have been cool to have more gore. I'd say that's probably one of the big issues. I also don't like the way the Book of the Dead looks in this movie at all. My least favorite Book of the Dead's in this movie. I will. That is definitely a flaw there to me. I'm not a fan of the look of the Book of the Dead in this movie. Um, but another great looking set here. Of course, finding the three books. What was that I gotta say again? And I like the idea. Gives it that fantasy element. The cemetery with the haunted books among the graves. Very much matching the movie's story and setting. Whoa, now they didn't tell me there'd be three books. Which I do wonder, is it just an illusion from the evil force, or did they literally make three books and there was just these other two were just fakes? Just interesting to think about. Oh my god. And opening the book, he's getting sucked into the void. And this part is just so Looney Tunes, man. The way his face just stretches out. Really crazy. And you think for a split second here that it's over. It's like, oh, he just got sucked into that book. It's over. I like this part, man. It's so nuts. His face is just stretched all the way down. And he does just the whole like shaking his head. Totally outrageous. But I love it. The original trilogy of Evil Dead all have wonderful posters. Yeah, I was just talking about that. I've seen a whole slew of old school horror film VHSs. one time, and there was a lot of different VHSs for Evil Dead, all of them, you know. And I love the artwork for these movies. Oh, right down, bites down on his hand. But I love the artwork and design of the posters and the VHS covers. I mean, Evil Dead has so many posters out there. It's insane. It really is insane to think about how much artwork is out there for Evil Dead. But I just think, you know, horror movie posters in general were the best in the VHS days. And you know, the posters, you know, 70s and 80s, just really dig those posters. And this would also become a trope with the Evil Dead series, is that Ash always messes up. It kind of started right here, where Ash just forgets the words, and you can't blame him because he's only human, guys, and you know, he just learned these words like an hour ago, and he has to memorize them. Like anybody would mess this up if he didn't write it down or anything like that. What was those words again? And he just kind of mumbles words, and somehow that summons the army of darkness, which is really, like I said, this dude's just got the most horrible case of luck ever. I mean, everything he's went through, he's had 2 nights of horror where his best friends and his girlfriend got horrifically killed. Then he had to go through a whole another night of people dying and dealing with the Evil Dead. And then he had to go through this. And even when he gets back, he still has to deal with the evil force. This is another one of my favorite scenes, is the cemetery scene where the skeletons come out of the ground, they start grabbing them, doing the Three Stooges gags. Completely agree. Nothing beats walking down the aisle of a video store and seeing all the awesome cover art. Yeah, man. The Blockbuster days. I remember those days. I was real young, but I remember the Blockbuster days. And it was always just, actually, that's where I first seen Evil Dead 2 was from Blockbuster. But yeah, like I really do miss just walking through and seeing all of the cool artwork and everything. Now, granted, back when I was going to the Blockbusters, it was mainly DVD. When I was real young, they had the VHSs in there, but it was mainly DVD. But the VHSs that I did see had some pretty cool covers. But man, I'm just jealous because it would have been so cool to see all the artwork in the old school video stores back in the 90s and the 80s and stuff. And I mean, just this stuff right here. You know that Bruce Campbell was tortured by Sam Raimi right here. The skeleton just picking his nose, grabbing his lips, stretching his lips out, poke him in the eyes, punch him in the face. Blocks the eye pokes, still get him in the eyes. Like I said, man, Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell, they just pulled this stuff off. It could be really bad. Honestly, this stuff could have been horrible if they didn't pull it off with style. They didn't pull it off with just how they did it. I mean, they just make it work. And of course, the army of darkness has risen. And now it's time for Ash to realize he messed up. He's gonna have to try to. He's gonna have to try to face the army of darkness with the castle and everything. Pretty decent makeup on the evil Ash. How he found his way back to the castle, I do not know, because he just got there. He must have memorized the landscape, I guess. You see like Ted Raimi in like 3 or 4 roles in this damn movie. You're just over here like, man, he is everywhere in this movie. Like, seriously, look for Ted Raimi. He's in this movie a lot. But I was watching a documentary and they were going over KMB was going over how it was a lot of work to do the effects in this movie. It was a big undertaking. Hey, Trenchy, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're watching Army of Darkness right now. If you want, I'll give you a timestamp if you want to join in, and if you want to join the stream and be on here, let me know. Right now, just checking out Army of Darkness. I'd say I haven't checked it yet, but I'd say we're almost halfway through this movie already. But these movies are just insanely short. Sam Raimi always bullying Bruce with every film they make together, even the MCU. Can't break that up. Yeah, man. It's hilarious. And Bruce is a never say no guy. He's always up for the challenge. I'm great, Trenchy. Like I said, we're just watching Army of Darkness right now. Grande, what's up, man? I didn't mean to cut this into your stream. I totally, because this was supposed to happen yesterday, but I ended up getting too busy yesterday, so I pushed it to today. And I didn't mean to cut this in on your stream. I was checking out your stream. I didn't make it to season 5 of Twilight Zone yet. I'm still stuck on like the early seasons, so I haven't been able to watch any of that. And plus, I'm trying to watch not only Twilight Zone but also Tales from the Dark Side. So I got a little bit to catch up with you guys, but I'm gonna try to. But how you doing, John? We're watching Army of Darkness right now. If you want a timestamp, let me know. If you want to join, let me know. It's up to you guys. But yeah, we're here watching Army of Darkness, man. It's a fun one. I don't have access to Army, sadly, but let me know when you do the remake. I have that twice on DVD. You have 2 DVDs of the remake? What happened? Did you get it for a gift and then someone bought it? Or you bought it and someone else bought it for you? That's happened to me. Where I've bought a movie and somebody's like, "Oh, I got you this movie." I'm like, "Oh, that's great." But in the back of my mind, I'm like, "Oh, I already have this movie though." I love it when that happens. It's like, "Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it." Well, I guess I got another copy of this movie. I remember that one time I ordered 2 copies of Deep Red because when I bought the first copy of Deep Red, the subtitles weren't working. And then I bought another copy of them. Like, well, maybe it's just this DVD. So I go out and I buy another copy of Deep Red. And no, the subtitles weren't broken. That's just how they are in the movie. So I just bought a whole other copy of Deep Red for nothing. So that's a little story for that. Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah, yeah. That's always a good thing because if one of them ends up breaking by accident or something, you won't have to worry. The fun flying creature design, which is a pretty cool, fun idea. I know John's stream just ended because everybody's starting to come over now. But that was a good stream. I didn't get the chance to catch the whole stream, but from what I had seen, it was really good, John. Like I said, I got to catch up with y'all, though. You guys are way ahead of me. I'm over here stuck in season 1 or 2. These are just cool knowing that these were all hand built or done with stop motion. Took a lot of time and effort to make this, and to me it looks fine. I don't mind the stop motion. I know a lot of people don't like stop motion. They think it's cheesy, but I love stop motion. And Bruce Campbell really disappears in the evil Ash role. I mean, it is a whole different character. It looks good. This is really weird. They just have a bunch of naked chicks there with them in the Army of Dark. What the heck is that all about? Evil Dead is a quality series. I really like all four films, and all three seasons of Ash versus Evil Dead are quality, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, that's what I said earlier, man. Evil Dead, there's no reason, to me, there's no reason to not like it. I mean, it's got everything. It's got scares, thrills, action, comedy, medieval fantasy, sci-fi, drama, because that remake was pretty serious, kind of a dramatic horror film. So I think it covers everything in Evil Dead. Evil Dead is such a Evil Dead is such a such a different, it's flexible series. It can do anything. Yeah, they're just randomly some naked chicks being taken by the Army of Dark. What the heck are they gonna do with them? They're skeletons, you know? And it's like, why are they there? Like, what the fuck? And it's kind of a random as fuck thing that they would steal Sheila, take her back, and possess her. Why? They don't even know who that is. And her and Ash are like, you know, sleeping with each other, but they're not like a thing. They're not like a relationship. So it's not like it was, oh, it's his wife. They came and kept the wife. No, they just took Sheila. I don't even know why. The skeletons are going to. I hope not. That's like terrifying. Yeah, I'm just over here like, why? Even though it's pretty much a perfect series. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. And what's crazy is that, you know, it could have been bad. Like, these movies could have all flopped. I mean, in reality, we're thinking about it. These ridiculous ideas, I mean, if not handled well, could have been bad. But they work. They work in this series. It's very unique, man. I've never seen a franchise that can do that. Because I mean, look at Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, that series goes very far, and that series does some weird things and doesn't work in that franchise. Halloween does some weird things and doesn't work in that franchise either. Now Sheila's possessed. She's now a deadite. And this movie also adds to the lore of Evil Dead. I mean, you know, we had deadites in the previous movies. We even have deadites in this movie, but also introducing the Army of Darkness, which is a pretty cool idea. I love that concept. I love the idea of Bruce Campbell. Oh, Fangoria, right there. Little cameo by Fangoria. But I love the idea of Ash building this stuff, turning the car into a fucking tank with the big old like windmill on it, chopping stuff to pieces. He's teaching him how to fight, which is pretty cool. He's teaching him how to build stuff. Just doing what he can. He's a normal guy, just trying his best. Right here, doing some alchemy, I see. Are you here to master the art of alchemy? Maybe enchanting. Sorry, I had to throw out my post-show promo link. What's up, everyone? Oh, what's up, man? Yeah, yeah. Good show, man. I wasn't able to see the whole show, but when I came in, I seen it. It's pretty good, man. It's a good show. Strange Dog Comics, what's up? What's up? How you doing? But yeah, I just think it's such a cool idea of Ash showing them how to fight, and they trust Ash real fast. And one of the guys even says like, "What are we gonna do? We're just a little group of people," and Ash just like, "We're gonna do it anyways." He finds a way, man. He freaking finds a way. You got to give Ash this, man. He has the heart. He has the heart, and he doesn't give up. And yeah, just all these practical effects of the. I love the little skeletons playing the flutes and shit. What the fuck? I forgot about that. I forgot that was in the movie. Wow. Playing the drums with the skulls. And yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. I think it looks cool. All these skeletons walking around, practical effects, and Ash just, throw the gates down. Like, he doesn't know what he's saying, but he's just trying to go with it. Draw in the bridge. And I mean, this is classic stuff right here. Classic medieval fighting, medieval battle. Yeah, no, it's so like out there. I forgot. I didn't even really remember that part of them playing the flutes. I love the little speech he gives to the people. That's right. Go home and cry to mama. You can either cower or you could stand and fight. And this is where I think the action really, really is strong in this movie. And this whole sequence of them invading the castle. Bill Moseley right there, which I had no clue, by the way. I had no clue that was Bill Moseley as the sort of second in charge person. So yes, Bill Moseley is in this movie. And the battle starts. And yeah, it looks like we got like some stop motion, some practical skeleton puppets, some people in costumes. Good stuff here. But yeah, man, this part right here is pretty epic. I mean, them firing the arrows that are blowing up the skeletons. Pretty cool stuff right here. I guess it's the most grandest Evil Dead movie, probably, just as far as the scale of everything goes. Rambo would be proud. Dynamite arrows, man. He'd be proud. Oh, really cool. These big explosions, man, all practical. Evil Ash is just like, whoa, what the fuck? Yeah, I agree, man. Let's get the hell out of here. Yeah, that's actually Ted Raimi, too. They realized that they might be outmatched here, and they technically were. I mean, without Henry the Red, you know, they'd be kind of done. It's Henry the Red coming up and giving them backup that saves them. Catapulting the fireballs over. And man, I know CGI has its place, but it's so cool seeing this done old school. You know what I mean? No green screens and CGI, just doing this the old school way. I dig it. It's pretty cool. Boom! Big explosions here. Lots of fire. I love how Ash just like hits the guy in the shoulder. A little bit of stop motion here. I know Harryhausen was a big inspiration for this movie as well. Jason the was it Jason the Argonauts? Is that the film that I think they brought up one of those movies where it's a big inspiration for this one. If we are going chronologically from the Evil Dead to Army of Darkness, Ash had a crazy couple days. Yeah, man, for sure. That's why it's like you feel so bad for him. It's like, dude, his girlfriend just died. All of his best friends just died. He met Annie. She died. Everybody else died. It's like, dude, everybody was dying around this poor dude, and he gets sent back in time, has to fight the Army of Darkness. And when he gets back in the present, he still has to fight the evil force. Is that canon, by the way? The ending of this movie is any of the endings to this movie canon? They tried to fight them off for a minute, but now the invasion begins. Guys, they're skeletons. You can push a wall of skeletons. Hoo ha ha. Oh wow, man. Yeah, this part's cool with the giant car with the fucking propeller blade on it. Just chopping these skeletons into fucking pieces, man. Epic shit right here. Real cool. Real cool idea. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, Aiden. I think I think it'll kind of be its own thing. Maybe it'll exist in its own universe. Although it does seem pretty similar to the remake universe, but I don't know if they're really going to be using that. We'll see. I'm either watching it tomorrow or Saturday, so we'll see. But I'm interested. Sheila, of course, being the distraction right here. The thing that's weird is that he's able to kill his girlfriend pretty. He's able to kill his girlfriend pretty fast in the other movies, but Sheila, he can't kill her. Yeah, I really like the look of Evil Ash right now, how it's all decayed and everything. The helmet. Honey, you got real ugly. And here comes some backup. We got Henry the Red coming in and giving some backup, giving a little bit of hope to the situation. Pretty cool moment. Yeah. We actually got past that was like a little bit earlier, but I was saying I really like that scene as well. Feels the most Evil Dead part of this movie is that part. I like to imagine Drag Me to Hell being in the Evil Dead universe due to the slapstick horror comedy and Justin Long mentioning a cabin. Also, Sam Raimi wrote and directed that film. It's not very far fetched to say it could be a part of the Evil Dead universe. Same style. That's a movie I'm surprised wasn't rated R because that's a very graphic movie for being PG-13. At least from what I can remember. Poor skeleton just crawling across to get crushed by some boulders. I am kind of curious on how they shot this scene though. Ash fighting himself pretty much. Maybe they just had a stunt double in the makeup. Yeah, Ash right here is a badass, fighting a bunch of skeletons and shit. Came a long way from Evil Dead 1. I like Drag Me to Hell, but it's missing a little something. I love Drag Me to Hell due I love Drag Me to Hell due to that insane ending, but I will admit some of the CGI doesn't hold up. Yeah, that's the weakest part of that movie is definitely the CG. The CG, which is fucking weird how they relied on CG in that movie. It's like, Sam, you made Evil Dead. You had barely any CGI in that movie. Why is there CGI in this like millions and millions of dollar budgeted horror film? Like why? That is the one thing that makes that movie, definitely have issues. And right here, like I said, the choreography, man. I mean, this is a big step for Sam Raimi to go to this movie as big as it is, lots of action and lots of choreography. It really showed that he was able to do multiple genres, that it wasn't just horror films, that he could do stuff like this in Darkman and really make some good action scenes. So I'm a big fan of Darkman as well. Love Darkman. Yeah, right here, Ash fighting two people at once. They made him a badass in this movie. And I do get kind of sad thinking about how this is the last time we're going to see Ash in a film format. I know there's rumors that that Bruce Campbell could be playing Ash in an animated series, which I'm curious about. But it is a bit sad knowing that this is the last time we're going to see Bruce Campbell playing Ash on the big screen. Of course, the show is great as well, but do kind of wish they would have made one more movie after this. But hey, at least it's ending. At least it's Army of Darkness. It's a great film. Just taking the torch out of the wall, fighting with the torch, set them on fire, all the sword fighting, just choreography's on point, man. Kicking the flaming evil Ash off the tower or off the wall. Yeah, Darkman's great. I agree with you guys. Darkman's great. This was probably very difficult to do. Stop motion versus live action. Ash having to fight a stop motion, or Bruce Campbell rather, having to fight a stop motion skeleton. I love how he punches the head and it spins around. The eyeballs are going crazy. Man, I forgot how funny this movie was. This is a great time. Oh shit! Exploding the skeleton. Let's get the hell out of here. And I kind of wonder, like, what happened to the Army of Darkness? They just kind of wander off and go back to the graves. And I'm also, because that's the another thing about this movie. The ending's very weird because Ash goes back to the future, and you're wondering, okay, does that affect the timeline? Is the timeline in history now that Ash is one of the most historic heroes of all time? Because it'd be in the history, and I guess it would tie into Evil Dead 2. It's like, well, yeah, Nate, Evil Dead 2, remember? It's like, yeah, but why is it that they only know about Ash because they studied the book? Wouldn't it just be known, like, hey, there was a guy back in the fucking 1700s or whatever, whenever this takes place, and he had a chainsaw for a hand and a shotgun that they called the boomstick. It's like, wouldn't people be asking questions and doing more research on that? But nevertheless, it's a good movie. But also, if Ash went back to the future, another question I got, maybe you guys can help fill me in on this stuff. If he used the Book of the Dead to go back to the future, does the Book of the Dead go back with him, or does it stay in the past? And if he goes into the future, how is there still an evil force? There should be no more evil force because technically Ash sent the evil force back in time with him. So there should no longer be an evil force. So like little things like that I'm always curious about, like, okay, why is there an evil force still? What's going on here? The government trying to keep Ash a secret. Myth or folk legend. That's true. He just leaves Sheila here too. It's like, Ash, you don't have a girlfriend anymore. You can take her to the future with you. Like, why don't you take her to the future? Why not? You're gonna break her heart and leave her there? Dick move. Dick move. Shop smart. Shop S smart. Name's Ash. Housewares. Cool ending though. I like the ending. He wins, goes back in time. I dig the upbeat ending. I'm always up for an upbeat ending. But I know this movie had a more sad ending, tragic ending originally. And Ted Raimi popping up again in this damn movie. How many times is he gonna be in this movie? Ash is always finding these really hot chicks at S Smart, man. And of course, the evil may be gone, but it's not dead. And yeah, this ending doesn't really fit well in the lore because in okay, so in Ash versus Evil Dead, they don't the evil force isn't back until they summon it from the book again. Who the hell are you? Name's Ash. Housewares. I'll swallow your soul. Come get some. Hail to the king, baby. Yeah, yeah, very quotable movie. Very, very memorable. Dang, Ash had the costume there the whole time under his S-Smart outfit. What the hell? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Army of Darkness. That was a fast watch. Yeah. So that is the first half of our little watch along night done. To answer your question, Aiden, I had seen seasons 1 and 2. Season 1's my favorite. Season 2's okay, and season 3 I fell off of. I really think that's a show that you didn't need 3 seasons. 1 season's enough, but yeah, I dig the show overall. But yeah, that's Army of Darkness. Right now, we're going to go into a quick intermission. Don't go anywhere, though, because we're going to be watching the Evil Dead Remake next. So, yeah, sure, I'll have you on. I'll send the link out, have some people on for the Evil Dead Remake. But for right now, we're going to go into a little bit of an intermission. If y'all want some snacks, some popcorn, some pop, some soda pop, I should say. If you want, any kind of thing, this is an intermission period. So I will be right back, and we will get into the Evil Dead Remake. Be right back. Don't go anywhere. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. My freaking thing is acting. Okay, there we go. Welcome back, everyone, from the intermission. I'm going to be sending the link out to Trenchy and have him join me for this commentary. And we will get started on our commentary on the Evil Dead Remake. So I'll be right back. And when Trenchy gets here, I will start the movie. Let's see who we still got people in the chat. I'm not sure. And it'll be pretty cool checking this one out, though, because I have not seen the remake in a minute. Okay, Trenchy. No problem. Right now, I'm munching on some Cheetos. Got some Flamin' Hot Cheetos. And some water. Figured I would just drink some water while I'm eating these. I might turn my fan on here in a minute, too. It's getting freaking hot in here. So if you guys hear a little bit of background noise here in a minute, that'll be just a fan going. This movie's a bit longer than the other ones. It's an hour and 31 minutes. I think the other ones are usually like under an hour and 30 minutes. So this one's a bit longer, but still not by much. Oh, there he is. What? How you doing? Oh, I dig the icon you have.
I had to represent. I couldn't
Oh no,
rep
I can't
Ash
hear
because
you.
I wasn't on the street. Wait, you can't hear me?
Hold on. That might be me.
Oh fuck!
There we go. I'm back. There we go. Now I can
Okay,
hear you.
can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't get to represent the King Ash, but I can represent the Queen, man.
Hell yeah.
Mia.
Hey, we might be having a new queen though. Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah, we might. We might have two. But I don't care, man.
Mhm.
Mia's. If Ash is the king, Mia's the queen. This is a good movie.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you for joining me on this commentary.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thank you for. I'm sorry. I need to get the Evil Dead trilogy because I love those movies more than this one. I just happen this is the only one I have. But
That's fine.
I do love this one too.
Usually it's streaming everywhere, like Netflix, YouTube, HBO. They used to
Yeah,
have it everywhere.
and you think like, oh, Evil Dead Rise is coming out. We'll put it out like they did for Rocky, but nope. Nope, it's nowhere. Besides, and I just happen to have the remake on DVD twice, so I'm like, yay, I can watch this one.
You have the red one?
Yeah, I got the red one.
Yeah, that's what I have too.
They're both like identical, and they're a little dusty because it's dusty down here. Yeah, my bad. I paused it right before the logo, so my screen's black. Are
All
you
right,
on
me
like
too.
the? Okay, cool.
All right, man, you ready to start?
Yeah. Ready when you are.
All right, I'm gonna do a little countdown. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah, my bad. Tell me if my TV is too loud.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen this remake, so I'm hoping everything holds up. I'm pretty sure it will. This is actually it was a really fun theater experience seeing this one.
Yeah, like this one's really cool. Like it kind of goes back to Evil Dead 1 with the more darker stuff, but it's got like the violence of Evil Dead 2 mixed with the darkness of Evil Dead 1, like this. You know how
Hmm.
kicked up Evil Dead 2 is.
Yeah. Oh, ghost house pictures. Okay, going way back.
And like Sam Raimi is my favorite director of all time, so it's like it's gonna be hard to match his energy. But this guy Fede, Alvarez, something like that, his name is. He does a good job, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And what's crazy is like this isn't even the full version of the movie. There's a lot of stuff they cut out of this movie that hasn't been released yet.
Yeah, but if it's like Mia dying, I want to see that. I want to see the final girl win, man. She, you know. I like seeing the person at least make it to the end, like going through all the suffering and then making it.
Yeah.
Do you remember the trailer for this movie?
Absolutely.
I think I had seen the trailer before I'd even seen any movie of Evil Dead, and I ended up seeing the movies before I did see the remake. But I didn't know what the fuck Evil Dead was, and all I saw this trailer, and it kind of scared the shit out of me. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I remember in the theater seeing another movie at this time. It may have been G.I. Joe Retaliation or something. And
Yeah.
they had the trailer for this movie, and I remember it being really like crazy. And it's definitely one of my favorite trailers.
Yeah, man. It's fucking. Yeah.
And I'm always curious about this part right here, like this whole backstory. What's up with all this stuff?
Yeah, is this like like, is this like older times or.
Right, yeah. Like, who are
What
these
the
people? And
What the fuck's wrong with that dude's eyes? Is he a normal person? That's
Is that
not
a
normal. Yeah, I'll be like, kill him too for good measure. It's like, no, he's not a Deadite. He just has some issues. It's like, we can't take any chances.
I know a lot of people have issues with the elements, right? You know, they say it's too obviously creepy and everything about the basement.
Oh.
But the Evil Dead original movie had that too. You could say, oh, that's an obviously evil basement. You know, why would you go down there?
Dude, basements are creepy as fuck. I live in one and it's kind of creepy. Like, basements are creepy by nature. Basements and attics, man. Unless you make it, like, look real nice. But even if it looks nice, there's still, like, a uneasiness to it, you know? They're naturally creepy.
Yeah, I mean, this is a cabin out in the middle of the woods too. This ain't no Hollywood Hills cabin.
No.
This is kind of a crazy opening to the movie, man.
Yeah. Like, who the fuck is that guy?
What's his origin story?
Yeah. Who's that random inbred in the back? Like, who is he?
I won't lie. This shot right here, I've seen this same shot in so many horror movies after this. The
Yeah.
upside down droning shot. You've seen this in like Smile. You've seen this in like, I think kind of a Sacred Deer might have had this type of thing.
Yeah, it's a good shot, but yeah, it's like everybody and their mother must do it now.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of reminiscent of the Shining opening shot. It's different, but you know, kind of same flavor.
Yeah. And what is your thoughts on the characters in this movie?
I like them. You know, I like the kind of the guy with the glasses that starts the nonsense. The guy, you know, the nerdy guy. I like the brother. The other, like, I don't really know their names, but like, if we're going by Evil Dead, I don't really know the other people's names either, besides Bobby Joe, because Bobby Joe is a legend. But I like the characters, especially, of course, Mia, our main character. I saw her actress growing up in a movie called Fun Size, so I have like I remember her, and it's cool to see how far she's come.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you ever seen Fun Size? It's like a Nickelodeon Halloween comedy movie with Victoria Justice.
Mm-mm.
It's kind of like, I don't know, I think it's supposed to be PG-13. It's really weird because there's like some adult jokes in it, and her character is kind of like the kind of popular, kind of promiscuous girl, and it's funny, there's a scene where she sprays like this cologne on her butt or something. Like, I think it's called Mare, and they go into this house, and there's this cat with asthma, and the cat starts choking and having an asthma attack because of the cologne, and she's trying to cover it up, and she's like, we gotta get out of here, my ass is killing this cat.
Oh my god, what the hell? Man, where do you find these dang shows, man?
Nickelodeon.
That's where I found Good Burger.
Yeah, I think my ass is killing this cat. That movie has a whole lot of crazy shit. A guy gets naked and streaks at the end of the movie. You don't see anything, but it's a whole movie, man. I think
Is
it
that
was
dog's
on.
name Grandpa?
Wait, what?
Their dog, I think his name is Grandpa.
That's awesome.
That necklace kind of reminds me of the necklace in Evil Dead.
Yeah. It's cool you pointed that out because I never noticed it was the necklace that brought it back. I thought it was just random willpower. Like he just randomly willed himself back, and you're like, "Oh, it's the necklace." I'm like, "Oh yeah."
I
never
like that
made
aspect.
connection.
I liked how he was able to use the necklace to calm himself down in the first movie.
Yeah, I never made that connection though. So thank you for pointing that out.
I didn't really notice it for a while either, but until I watched it enough times where I was like, "Oh, I like how the necklace. The necklace is just a key thing to him." Yeah, this is much more of a serious approach to the Evil Dead. Definitely going back to that first movie's routes.
Yeah,
You're not going to see too much comedy in this one.
yeah. And I love the comedy, but I also, I like the personal connection that, like, the Deadites are a metaphor for her addiction and her inner demons, that she has to both conquer her inner demons and these actual demons.
Yeah. Oh man, this is a nasty looking cabin. And this technically isn't a remake, right? I heard it connects to the other movies somehow.
Well, if you watch the credits, you hear Ash say "groovy" at the end, and I guess it was planned to have Ash and Mia team up, that they were gonna meet up and fight Deadites together, which would have been amazing. But so it didn't work out like that. But kind of loosely connected, I will say. You could either see it as a remake or you could see it as the as an unofficial sequel or a sequel.
Yeah, either way, it works.
Yeah.
And this is one of those remakes that I honestly remember the trailer impressing me, but at the same time, I was worried because we had so many bad remakes up to this point, and I was like, "Oh no, don't ruin Evil Dead now." But it surprised me how good this movie was
Yeah,
in the
like
in the theater. Man, it was an insane experience.
the the like this movie, it does enough new, but it also it does callbacks like with the arm and shit like that and the chainsaw, but that's not all it's relying on. It does add its own flavor, but without losing the essence of Evil Dead. It does a remake kind of perfectly in a way. Like this, if you're gonna do a remake, this is how you do it.
Yeah,
It is the same story but reimagined, told in a different way.
Yeah, and it's weird because this movie made so much money when it came out. Hey, how's it going, Hayden? How you doing?
Hello, Hayden. Hey, strange dog. Aiden. Grande.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Um,
Everyone.
but when it came out, man, I mean, critically, it was a big hit. Financially, it was a big hit, and I mean, it was pretty popular back when it came out. I'm just surprised nothing came from that.
Yeah. I mean, I would have liked at least Mia, and maybe she does. I haven't seen the show, to show up in the show. Because like I said, I'm a fan of the actress. I'm a fan of the character. Um, yeah, she's no Ash, of course. Ash still the king. Bruce Campbell's the man, but she's a very good predecessor. She's memorable and she stands on her own. She's not. I like how they didn't just make her a clone of Ash. They could have just made, oh look, a female Ash. Like, but no, she's her own character, and I like that.
yeah,
Because
me too.
yeah, a lazier director would have been like, oh, let's just make a female Ash, and it's like, let's do that. And it wouldn't have worked. It would not have, because then people are going to be like, why would I watch this when I could just watch Ash? But this is just a full character that's good on their own.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's a lot different. It's not a total copy. Nobody's really a copycat of Ash in this movie.
Yeah,
And I
that's
like
what I'm
how
saying.
she's her own thing.
First one's good.
Yeah, Evil Dead 1's a classic. They're all
Uh,
classics.
I'm a big Evil Dead 2 guy. That's my type of humor. That's helped mold my weird, fucked up personality in a way. And yeah, I love Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't go wrong with any of them in a way.
Yeah.
But this one's going back to basics, man. Back in the cabin once again. Back to the serious horror. And I think it was pretty cool they were able to do that and take it back to its roots.
Yeah. And I like how there's tension in the group.
Yeah.
Like
And even
they
the little things, man, like the cabin looks the same from Evil Dead 2 at least. Like you seen the piano back there. Same
yeah.
piano from Evil Dead 2. Same clock. And I think Fede, he really uh, brings his own energy to the really crazy scenes. Because Sam Raimi has a very specific style, and I feel like
Mhm.
if you were to try to mimic it, it'd be kind of hard. But Fede takes much more of a just brutality approach to it, brutality and gore, and really finds his own way to make in a really intense sequence.
Yeah. And just a lot of perfect way to get them in the cabin too, like the withdrawals and shit. Because withdrawals can be scary, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because your body's like killing you for not supplying it with a thing it's used to, and it's like it's hot, you know. It's like a battle because you know you'll be better off if you get through it, but that shit could fucking kill you in the it's horrifying. Drug addiction's horrifying, and alcoholism. Once you bottle it down, it's fucking horrifying.
This movie always takes me back to because 2013 was it was a special year for me. You know, I at the time I was doing the videos here on YouTube. I had just started, and I was really getting into horror films. And so this was a very just special time for me where I was at with horror. Definitely seeing
Right.
this in the theater was one of those things that had helped me just really fall in love with the genre.
Fuck yeah, man. That's dope.
I am curious to see the director's cut of this movie though, because I do think today Alvarez had said that he had a lot of stuff that he did shoot that didn't end up in the movie, and there was a lot more scenes of the characters, which I think both those things could be benefits. You know, more character moments,
Yeah.
more extended scenes. So I would be curious to see a director's cut. And there is a 4K of this movie out there, a special edition, but they don't really have. They might have deleted scenes, but not like a director's cut or anything like that.
Right.
Oh, that's cool. Hayden, I've never seen Chucky TV show yet. Is it good?
I haven't watched it yet. My mom was watching it. I saw a little bit. Um, it looks like something I would like.
Is it still like? Is it following up the movies, or is it being its own thing?
It's following up the movies. You have certain characters come back. I think they even bring back characters from Seed of Chucky later on. which looks pretty cool. Um, but yeah, it looks essentially like, and I haven't seen the show, so I don't know. But from what I've seen, it looks like a teen drama, but insert Chucky, like a middle school teen kind of drama show, but then insert Chucky, and then have other Chucky characters in there as well.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's the vibe I get.
I know they have Andy come back in the show.
Yeah, Andy. I think Kyle comes back. They bring back a lot. Tiffany, of course. Um, even like I said, characters from Cena Chucky.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's like, why are we opening this? Just leave this the fuck alone. Leave this book alone. Now, what are your thoughts on the Book of the Dead in this movie?
I think it looks pretty cool. I dig it more than the Army of Darkness one. It is a
Oh,
bit weird though, because it's like, well, who made this? And they don't like they explained it better in the original where the Book of the Dead and stuff came from. This is kind of like a movie where it's just like, oh, it's already there and it's already happening.
yeah.
It's already there. Just like I am kind of
Yeah.
curious on how where the book came from, and they don't really explain a lot of that, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. I think it works either way, but
Yeah, it's just whatever you prefer, I guess.
yeah, as long as like me, as long as the Book of the Dead's there and it looks really cool. What about you?
I like it. I prefer like the Evil Dead 2 one and the Evil Dead 1 one. I don't remember it in Army of Darkness. I gotta rewatch that. I but yeah, I do like this one. But like you said, yeah, they don't really explain it. I'm fine with that though, because I'm just going off Evil Dead 1 lore, so I'm just gonna think of that.
Yeah. And what do you think this is all about? Her seeing an evil Deadite version of herself.
I think it's just the evil fucking with her, like they did with Ash in the mirror and all that. Just think it's just the evil likes to torture you. And she thinks she's hallucinating because of that. So she doesn't really see anything wrong because she thinks it's part of the. Well, she knows she needs to leave, but at the same time, they don't think it's wrong because she's like going through that sickness. So you'll hallucinate. Actually, really well done. She she just stranded them at this cabin. Oh, Nate, you still there? Nate, all I'm hearing is like a boom. If you're trying to talk, I can't hear you.
Hello?
Hello? Oh, there you are.
Yeah, sorry, I had to go do something real quick.
Oh, you good? All I kept hearing was this boom, boom. I'm like, are you speaking? What
What's
has
that
happened?
bump?
They're like, something like went boom, boom. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, you're right, man. She just fucking didn't care. Took the whole car and everything.
Uh, she's having a fucking, she's losing her mind and shit. And she's even like, what the fuck am I doing right now? Why am I doing this? I should not be doing this. See, even before the deadite, she's already like, fighting for control in a way.
I'm surprised they kept this aspect in the remake because I figured this would be something they would change, but they also find their own way to make it unique in this movie. Not a total rip off of the original.
You're talking about the tree assault.
Yeah, I'm surprised they put that in this movie.
It
This part
it
was a big jump scare in the theater right here. That part,
uh,
everybody jumped and screamed when that happened.
oh nice. I sadly didn't get to see this in theaters. It would have been cool though.
I'll tell you one movie that I kind of regretted seeing in the theater was The Forest because literally everybody was laughing at it and booing the movie. Yeah, it was kind of like, oh no, this makes horror look bad, man. But the funnest part was there was this person that was on their phone being really loud, and so we all booed her out of the theater. We were like, "Get out of here, boo!" And she was like, "Fuck you guys."
The only way you can talk is if you're making fun of the movie, not being on your phone.
Yeah, and the thing is, she was being real loud on her phone, like obnoxiously loud, and so we all kept going like, "Hey, we're trying to watch a movie here," and she's
Wait,
like, "What did you say to me? Don't talk to me like that."
how old was she?
Oh, like 30s.
Oh,
Yeah, it's kind of
why
like
are
a
you
Karen.
watching Evil Dead 2 or Evil Dead Remake? Like, what are you doing here if you're just gonna be on your phone? It's obviously not your scene.
She was being like a Karen, basically. She was like, "Fuck you guys." Storm up the
See,
theater. And then when she left the theater, we were all like, "Yeah!" It was crazy.
uh,
Ugh, this part's
like,
kind of nasty. Ew. Ew.
yeah.
But I do kind of wonder if the evil force is like a reflection. It's just showing her an evil reflection of herself.
I think that's the point to show you like your worst parts of yourself and to
And it
fuck with
doesn't
you, of
possess her
course.
immediately. It possesses her over time, which I think is different.
Yeah. Well, even the girl in the movie in the first one, she's able to get back to the cabin after that, and then it gets to her a little later.
And you do kind of wonder here if the friends are being a little bit harsh. He's like, "Hey, she might need to go to the hospital," and they're like, "No, we're gonna keep her here." It is definitely a battle of morality. Like, who's in the right, who's in the wrong for this? Are they
And
truly helping her? Or are they hurting her?
I get that the girl's like, look, I have nurseal training or whatever. I know what I'm doing. If we take her away, it could cause her more harm than good. But at the same time, it's like you might be a nurse, but this is not. This is a fucking dirty cabin in the middle of the forest. This is not the place to do like something like this. I get that you might think, oh, it's away from people, and it's a quiet little place, and there's no way she could get this stuff that she needs. But like, yeah, it's already helping. And I love the acting here. Look how bugged out she fucking looks. It looks like her eyes are about to pop out of her head, man.
Yeah, I love this scene. She looks kind of like Brad Dourif in this scene.
Yeah,
But I love just the "you've got to get me out of here." This was really another scene in the theater where this was intense. It's like, oh shit, what are we about to see here? Builds up the suspense real well.
I love that just like kind of like realistic unhinged acting. Like there's over the top unhinged acting and then there's this where I can believe this. I have seen people act like this.
Yeah,
Like it's
you gotta think she got attacked by a fucking tree. She's seeing a demon version of herself, and she's still going through the withdrawals. Like her mind is just, wrecked right now.
yeah. Oh Jesus.
What the fuck? Why was she doing that with her tongue?
You perverted demons.
God damn it.
You need Jesus. You
What is this guy
demons.
doing? I'm gonna take some notes.
He's obsessed with this book.
He kind of looks like Scotty a little bit too, with the shirt, longer hair. Fun fact: this guy right here in the glasses was also an X.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen X yet.
That's a fun one. Another cabin horror film.
Oh. Like the only two actors I know is of course Mia and the nurse girl. That's Jessica Lucas. I think she was in Gotham. She's been in other stuff too.
She was in Gotham.
Yeah, if I'm right, if that's Jessica Lucas, which I'm pretty sure it is, she was in Gotham. She played Tabitha. She was the adult Catwoman. Because there was practically two Catwomen in that show, and she was the adult one.
Really?
Yeah, because she's pretty much like Catwoman, but she's not officially Catwoman. And then you have the other one that's officially Catwoman, but she's a kid, so she's kind of growing into Catwoman.
I don't know why, but this part right here was kind of sad. Yeah, I just don't, like animals in movies, you just don't want to see them get hurt, like dogs and cats and stuff.
Like, I'm more fine with it, but it is hard to watch. Like, I'm more fine with it, like, than most people are, but it's still hard to watch sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I'd say the worst one for me though was the collector, the cat, and the battery acid.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah, man.
There's a movie called Men Behind the Sun, and apparently there's a part in that movie where a cat falls into a room full of rats.
Oh,
and you see it like I think it like there's debates whether or not it's real, like whether they really dropped a cat in there or not. Kind of reminds me of
right.
Willard. Doesn't that happen in Willard?
I think I've only seen the remake of Willard, but I think I think it might.
This part's brutal, man.
Cause it's crazy. What would you do if you think somebody you loved killed your dog,
Yeah,
and
they'd be like,
they were on drugs?
yeah, that'd be crazy.
Uh,
Ooh, look at the skin. Ooh, ouch. Ooh,
uh, I like how it turns from anger to immediate concern too. Like he's like, "Oh shit, she needs, she's in trouble." Like I am mad, but that doesn't matter right now. Stay frosty, Hayden.
all right, Hayden. Have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping by. Mac,
Hey,
we're on Evil
Mac.
Dead Remake right now. If you wanted to come in and watch it with us, we'll give you a timestamp and everything. Boiling water on the body. They do make it more of like a ritualistic type of thing in this movie too, because every death is something from the book.
Yeah. I don't know if those were directions to stop the Deadites or to release them. Was the boiling water like releasing them, or that is a little confusing.
Yeah.
Is it like to activate the Deadites, or is it to stop them? And that's why she had that reaction because the Deadites in her and it's affecting her.
Do you think the Deadites have as much power in this as they do in the original movies, or do you think they're kind of like a little bit lessened power here in this?
They have powers in different ways. Like they're not like giant monster things or like portals or shit. But they're still dangerous. They create illusions. They can control the forest, and it's more instead of full on possession, it's more illusions and self affliction. Because a lot of the people, some of them are still alive, and they see their arm as evil, and they gotta kill it, but it's not real. Instead of like an Evil Dead, that the arm was really possessed, and this it wasn't the whole time. Sometimes it's like an illusion.
Yeah.
Their power levels are different, but I think they're both very powerful in different ways.
Do you think like do you consider it Deadites and everything in this movie, or do you think it's a bit of a different thing?
Still kind of deadite. Maybe a different form of deadite, but still pretty. It could be like a different form of a deadite, but I still consider it deadite. Oh, Mac wants a timestamp.
1 second, Mac. I am 37 minutes in so far.
Dude, I love that shot too.
Yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. You're all gonna die tonight.
Mhm. That was used in the trailer so much, man. That was
And
like in every trailer.
she technically was right too.
He's a little bit of Evil Dead 2. It's like this person's crazy. Let's lock him in the basement. I forget if Evil Dead 1 did that as well. I don't remember. I think it did. Did Evil Dead 1 do the basement? It did, yeah, with the girlfriend, right?
Yeah, Evil Dead did that in the original.
And
Yeah, you think? Maybe it's just a panic attack, Trenchy.
yeah, I'm
I
glad I
think we're
don't
just
have panic attacks like this.
I think we're just overthinking this a little bit. Just a little bit.
Oh no, it's Baraka's sister. Dude, see, they could do shit like this where they just freeze you. Like, oh god, I forgot she's peeing herself right now. Yeah, these deadites are powerful in their own right. It fucks with me sometimes to see people pee themselves in movies. I don't know, this messes with me, you know? Like, I know sometimes they do it for comedy in movies, but a lot of time I don't find it funny. It just makes me uncomfortable. That's like a thing that disturbs me is like people peeing themselves. Or not disturbs me, but
I
it
got
gets
something
to
to
me.
eat.
Oh, you're good. Oh, my bad.
What?
You're like, I got food, and I'm just discussing about how people peeing themselves in movies makes me uncomfortable.
God damn it! No, I can't eat this damn food. No, I was joking.
Because the one girl just pissed herself, and I'm like, yeah, that always fucks with me. Even in comedy movies, like sometimes I laugh, but most of the time I just feel really uncomfortable and feel bad for the person. Because maybe because I did it for so long, I know how that feels, and it's not a good feeling. I don't know. It just always messes with me.
It is kind of a weird. Yeah, I mean, it kind of should bother you to see someone like just pissing their pants in a movie.
Yeah, but sometimes they do it for jokes. Like in a lot of comedy movies, they'll have like, "Oh, that guy just peed himself. It's so funny." And it's like, I don't
Country's
know,
like,
maybe
ah!
maybe once in a while it could be funny, but it's just like I don't know. Most of the time, it's not.
Oh, my back.
Oh, Mac was asking for a timestamp.
We are 27. Well, hold on. 42 minutes, and I almost said 27. We are 42 minutes in. Isn't
We're
that
already
crazy?
42 minutes in.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like
These
damn,
Evil
it
Dead
doesn't feel
movies,
like
they've
it
all
at
been
all.
like that. Oh, oh.
Hey,
These
damn,
evil.
and they give you 42 minutes to kind of like get to know the characters and shit.
Yeah. Oh, this part, this poor guy. Oh, ah. This guy goes through hell the whole movie.
This is why we don't read the Necronomicon.
Aren't
Oh,
you sad you didn't leave the book alone? Poor guy. He just had to beat his. He was like, oh. Poor dude. Had to beat his own girlfriend's head in. Jesus. Yeah, this guy's like Superman or something in this movie. He gets like stabbed, hit on the head.
he's Ash. He's got that Ash power just to take immeasurable amounts of pain.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we don't have bed. We'll use duct tape. Duct tape fixes everything.
I will say the extra time would have benefited for the girlfriend character because we barely know her. What's her name?
The blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is she's nice. She seems nice.
She seems nice.
It's like that one person was like, I don't really know them. They seem nice though. They seem nice. It's like I know that person. That person's like the dirty guy that wants to like mess around with the Necronomicon. We have the brother who wants to save his sister. We have the girl that's like kind of that trying to be the leader, the headstrong girl, and then we have she's nice.
She's just a nice person.
Yeah.
Another brutal part of the movie right here. I cut it off. I just had to cut it off. Would you go down in the basement, Trenchy?
I don't know. Hopefully not.
But you're already there. Of course, Deadites using these tactics to lure in the victims.
That was a trailer shot.
Yep. It's funny because I remember all the shots in the trailer too when they show them.
Yeah. This part.
So, do the Deadites kind of possess things in this movie, or
What do you
not?
mean?
Like infect them? Of course, they possess them, but do they infect them? Because that girl got possessed right after she got puked on. Then right here, when she gets kissed by the Deadite, she gets possessed.
I think so. I think that's what they're going for. Yeah, she bites her too.
Mm-hmm. That sounded so dumb earlier. Do they possess them? What are the Deadites doing, Trenchy?
You
What do
could.
they do?
That's part of the tongue. That is
Ew!
not cool to have a snake's tongue. I mean, it is kind of cool, but don't do it like that. Just have a prop.
How do you feel about being called a fucking idiot by a demon? You know, another shot from the trailer that never used in this movie was the part where she's like singing the song.
Oh, I forgot they don't use that in the movie.
Uh-uh.
Oh shit.
Which I don't know why they wouldn't. Well, that's out of the equation now. Thanks a lot, Scotty Ripoff.
Fuck you, Scotty. Got now got that song Scotty doesn't know stuck in my head.
The abomination. But I do wonder if they're trying to do a whole like virus thing with this movie.
Yeah, that definitely could be in there because like she got bit on the arm and then the arm starts, you know.
Satan's bitch. That's what I said.
Yeah. A
He has
really nasty one.
maybe bath salts.
Yeah, maybe baths. Oh my god. It's like, dude, the deadites, like people start becoming deadites through bath salts. That'd be horrifying.
Swallow your soul. Oh, he's okay. He gets some bath salts.
Like, don't go in that basement. We had to lock him down there. He just ate a man's face, but don't worry. In a few hours, he should be fine. It's like, what? We took the other guy to the hospital. It'll be okay.
Ew. I forgot how nasty the makeup looked on her arm in this scene. Ew. Damn good job on the makeup.
Mm. Oh, and I like how
Oh.
the arm looks normal now too. Like it was like an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm much better now.
No, you ain't.
Why are we using duct tape for everything? I know duct tape is good for everything, but Jesus Christ. Is that like the only thing we have here to heal people? Is like we don't have band-aids or sewing stuff, but we have duct tape.
You ever heard that song? Duct tape, duct tape. Ah, duct tape, duct tape.
It's like the
Ah.
biggest hero of this movie is duct tape. It's like
Mm-hmm.
someone's getting like a sponsorship. It's like,
For
yay, don't
real.
buy our duct tape now.
See?
we
Can close wounds and all.
yeah, we come in handy if you get trapped in a cabin with demons.
It comes down to like the last two people real fast.
yeah. Oh, duct tape, the MVP of the Evil Dead series.
What if she just needs more duct tape? Maybe that'll help her out. I
Duct
really think
tape,
duct tape will
woo!
help her.
We need to go and buy some duct tape, woohoo! You're too scared to kill your sister. You don't want to kill your sister. What the fuck's wrong with you? Why don't you want to kill your sister, man? It should be easy. That's our only option.
Uh-oh.
Oh, nail guns! Nail guns creep me out too, man. Fuck nail guns. Fuck nail guns and like that other gun. Fucking stapler guns. I hate those.
Yeah. Oh, right to the hand.
It's like, why'd we need to invent these? They're horrible.
Oh.
Oh, please. Okay, thank God. I was just forgetting if there was an eye shot or not. I'm like, oh, don't hit him in the eye. Don't do that.
Right, Aiden. What's your thoughts on that part from Home Alone 2 with the nail gun? Or is it the staple gun?
Oh shit. I mean, it's done more comedically there, if I remember. I forgot about that part. Home Alone 2 is my favorite too. But it always fucks with me. It always that shit like that, like Final Destination 3 with the nail gun. That was fucking. Ow.
Oh! You fucked up.
Keep shooting. Keep shooting.
You fucked up.
Uh, Ow. Ow.
Oh!
That's not the correct use of a crowbar. Oh fuck.
Why would you do this to me?
Yeah, dude, because I like that character too. I liked Erin, and then she went out in like a brutal fucking way, man. It's like you don't get to know much about her, but I did like that character. Yeah, it's an effective kill, Aiden, for sure. It's effective.
Why is this guy laughing?
Oh, Ben, how was Evil Dead Rise?
Ben, what's up, man? We're watching the remake right now, dude. On that Evil Dead journey. Why was he alive?
He's like, I just want to die, but the universe keeps me alive for some reason. I feel all the pain.
David, please just kill me, man. I can't do that. Damn it, man. Just do it before another crowbar comes in.
Oh, this part just gonna burn the motherfucker to the ground.
Hey, fire it up. Fire it up. Fire it up.
Oh, I got you, Ben.
It's probably my least favorite of the franchises, but I mean, I love all the movies. This one is just barely below the remake. Interesting. How would you rank them so far, at least?
So it's not. What we're hearing is it's not bad, but it's it's not better than what came before.
Oh, shit.
Oh, there's the singing. Oh no, but she sings like "You're all gonna die tonight," right in the trailer or something like that.
We're gonna get you.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get you.
Yeah, why wasn't that in the movie? That was awesome. The universe needs to get that man more duct tape. Yes. The universe is punishing him for opening the book. Oh, nice remake or nice ranking, Ben.
Well, let me see. 2, 1, 3, remake and rise. Interesting. Okay.
It's hard to
Ranking.
rank for me. I know two's my favorite, but it's hard after that.
Ben, I have to ask you, was it gory? And was the gore practical or CGI? I must know this.
Like, all I want is it to be gory, and they need to mutilate the children. They need.
Oh my
I mean,
god!
they need to, man. It's Evil Dead. It's Evil Dead. Nothing is sacred. Nobody gets the fuck out, man. So it's like unscathed. Like people get out, but they don't get out unscathed. You gotta hurt those children, man. You gotta do it. Yeah,
I
there's
feel like
no way.
one of them's gonna cut their hand off, I feel like.
Like, I mean, if there was a baby in the movie, not that I want to see a baby get hurt, but if you have a baby in there, I need to see, like, the baby turn into a deadite or something. You know, nobody gets out of here unscathed.
Yeah, Aiden, I don't think they'll really ever be able to top Evil Dead. It's gonna be hard to top Evil Dead too.
Oh, Ben says they're all 4 and above. Hell yeah.
Interesting. Not as gory as the remake. Interesting.
I agree, Aiden. I love Evil Dead 2.
Evil Dead 2, I'll say, is probably the most iconic of the Evil Dead movies. It's very iconic. The chainsaw hand, just the way that the dialogue is written in that movie. But to be fair, they're all iconic in their own little ways.
Oh, yeah.
Even this one, a lot of stuff after this remake was trying to capture what this remake did.
Yeah. And, like, how stuff like you said that they didn't even make it into the movie, like, We're Gonna Kill You song. That shit's iconic.
Yeah. There's a shot that they took out, too, where this David guy was chopping up his girlfriend with a chainsaw.
Oh, shit.
They actually have a dismemberment scene. They took it out for some reason. So I'm surprised that Ben would put the remake above Rise, because I know a lot of people, like my personal ranking, it goes 1, 2, 4, as in the remake, and then 3. But a lot of people would have the remake as their least favorite. Most people would.
Like I said, it's hard. I don't know. I would have to watch them all again in succession to really try to rank them. It's incredibly hard to rank it because I like them all for different reasons. Like 2, definitely the best in my opinion, but like 1's great, 3 is great, this is great. Like they're all great in their own ways.
Yeah. That's what I appreciate about this series the most is they're able to, every movie is individually unique and different in their own ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, Evil Dead remakes hit that bar real high. We're gonna literally have it rain fucking blood. I remember when that happened in the theater, I was like, no fucking way. It's raining blood. Are you fucking kidding me? That's awesome.
That's
One of the
metal
most
as
awesome
fuck.
scenes. That's so awesome.
Fuck yeah.
And that is metal as fuck. It's like, yeah, dude, you got fucking Satan come out of the ground with it raining blood, dude.
chainsaws.
And how she loses her arm, like fucking crazy, man.
Oh god. How she rips the flesh off. And this part, I'm curious to hear your opinion on because I like it. It's different. I don't know how to feel about it because it means that anybody could basically be brought back like this. If this is basically, to me, it kind of cripples the Deadites because before only Ash got out of it because of the power of love.
Well, I'm fine with it. I get they wanted to do something different. It is a little weird that there's a whole ceremony to bring somebody back from a deadite. But I get what you're saying though, like they could just do that to everybody. But at the same time, it's gonna be hard as fuck to just because you have to dress them the certain way, I think, and stuff like that. Like I don't know, he put the red dress on her. Does he have to do that every time? Like, do you
I don't
like
know.
yeah, it's like it's still kind of complicated. It seems like a process.
I do feel like the extended footage maybe explains a few things a bit better too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad she comes back, but I wish it was more like you said, maybe something about the necklace or something. Like maybe
Yeah,
they did in the
it
original.
would have been better for the character if she would have just been able to kind of rise above it herself rather than him have to do this whole ritual and technically kill her, but then bring her back to life.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe the extra footage in there would have explained a bit better this whole thing because the book does need a bit of explanation.
Yeah, it doesn't bring down the movie for me. Like it is weird, and I wish they did a little bit more for Mia and shit. But like, I get it. It's cool that it's a brother saving his sister. I like that. Like that. It's the brother's redemption. You know, he did truly save his sister in the end.
Yeah, because he was a flawed character. He was a character that never really visited, kind of stayed away from his family, and ran away
Yeah.
a lot. This one time to not run away. I dig this character, David. He's not a very. He's definitely not one of my favorite leads, but he's he works. You know, he's kind of one of those leads where he works. He's not horrible, but I dig the little things they put in there.
He undigs her real quick.
Yeah.
It's like it
Oh my
all takes
god! I
so
need to get you some more
quickly.
duct tape. Here, take this duct tape. Here. This will help you come back to life.
Wait, what the fuck's happening right? I forgot about this. What the fuck? Oh,
He's
he's gonna fucking.
yeah. Boom, and then shock the life back into her, which I don't know if this is how this works.
Oh, I actually haven't seen that one. I'm kind of glad they didn't do that because I like Mia.
Yeah, I don't know if that ending really works. Yeah, I don't know.
I like Mia. I want her to win in the end. Like either her or the brother, but mainly Mia.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, this is the 10-year anniversary of this remake, which is fucking nuts. Wow. But it's 10 years later, and all we have is a 4K that I heard looks okay, and there's no special features on it. There's nothing new on it, which I think is a shame because apparently there's a lot of stuff this movie doesn't have in it. And
Oh my
also,
god.
they
Oh
could
what?
like this movie was a big hit for Sony, so I'm surprised they didn't, you know, try to do more for the special edition. But then again, it's Sony. They're fucking dude. They destroyed Spider-Man before, almost did, and they don't even celebrate Spider-Man. Like those
You
Spider-Man movies for their 10-year anniversary last year with Spider-Man 1, and they didn't even do anything for it. So that,
bullshit.
yeah, that goes to show how much Sony care about their properties sometimes.
Warner Brothers is going all out. They're like releasing a bunch of shit. Like Warner Brothers is really like, they're really going out.
Yeah, all these other companies are releasing really good box sets, special editions. Bro, Paramount released a giant Blu-ray box set of all the Paranormal Activity movies. Paranormal Activity. But Spider-Man can't get that. Only has this real cheap-looking Blu-ray set. And I heard the Blu-rays don't even look that good in the Blu-ray set. They can't even give them 4Ks.
Yeah, Sony. Fuck Sony.
And the cover is the golden spider suit. I'm like, really? Out of all suits you could have put in the front cover, you picked the golden spider suit? What the fuck?
Yes. Oh. Okay, we're. My bad. My brain just slipped. I don't know what I was going to say.
I was like, huh?
I was like, ooh, we're coming up to. Oh, no, we're not. What am I doing? What the fuck did I just say and do? What? Sometimes my brain just does things without.
We're coming up to more duct tape.
We're coming up to more that. That was weird too. It's like, oh, we're coming up to something. Like, no, we're not. Well, here's something.
Oh,
Weird,
no.
trenchy brain. Stop.
No, do not stop.
And it's like Nate. It's like Trenchy. Are you becoming a deadite? Like on stream.
Hold on, let me get duct tape. I got you, Trenchy.
I'm gonna swallow your soul. I'm gonna swallow your soul. Swallow this. Swallow my duct tape, bitch.
So I kind of wonder what happened to Mia after this, once she's done fighting the Deadites. I'd always like to think that she just walked off and met Ash and went and fought some Deadites.
Yeah, fuck yeah. She joined the crew. She joined Ash's crew.
Which, yeah, she should have been in that show, man. Why didn't they put her in there?
Yeah, it would have been great. I haven't seen the show. It's probably awesome, but like it would have been great to have maybe like her show up in a later season and help them and boom shakalaka.
The demon didn't even flinch.
Yeah,
The
back
demon's
up.
like,
The house is on fire.
yeah, you might not want to be there. Trailer shot.
Yeah.
Take a shot for every shot.
Oh, I don't do that. Don't do that.
Got some vodka, man.
No vodka for me.
Trenchy, you must drink whiskey.
No,
know.
I don't want to put that in my mouth. I don't want to do
No,
that.
celebratory for watching movies.
No.
Where the fuck did the necklace come from?
She
just
had
went
it the
there.
whole time.
What the fuck?
Or no, it was laying there, right?
Yeah,
Here we
so
go.
much for your gift.
Yeah, exactly, Aiden. I love me. Like I said, I really enjoy the actress Jane Levy. I grew up with her. I think she's come a long way, and I think she really kills it in this movie, man.
And it's crazy, like, she gets real over as a character, because even in the theater, everybody was rooting for her. And I know she's a fan favorite. And really enough, she's not in this movie that much, but she's a fan favorite, which goes to show how good she did.
Yeah, I think it's just when she is in the movie, because the thing is, we feel bad for her from the jump for the drug addiction and stuff, and we realize she has to overcome that. And then, she gets turned into a deadite, and we're like, oh, this character's gone. But then the fact that she comes back from that and, has this whole fight sequence and is the surprise final girl. Because throughout the movie, once you think she's a deadite, like, unless you remember Evil Dead 2, she could possibly come back, but this movie kind of shows it like, no, she's gone.
Yeah.
Like, and then all of a sudden, she's fucking back. And she's I put her as one of my favorite final girls. I don't know where in the ranking because there's a lot I like, but she'd be in there.
And you'd think that it would just lead to David having to like dismember her or something, not for her to come back.
Yeah. And see, she has to fight the demon version of herself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I like Don't Breathe, Aiden. She's really good in that too.
Oh yeah, she is good in Don't Breathe. Another good one.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask Ben, like, Ben, is she in the movie? Is she do we have any hope for her in Evil Dead
Dude, if
Rise?
she's in Evil Dead Rise, I'm gonna.
I would totally
I'm.
mark out for that, no lie.
Yeah, exactly. I was being hurt.
Maybe she just shows up, she's like, it's okay, I'm here to help. Yeah! Woo! 10-year anniversary, we're getting another Evil Dead movie, which is pretty. That's not gas. That's like
What is
fucking. That looks like fucking.
Kool-Aid?
Looks like Kool-Aid. Looks like fucking. You put that shit for your AC.
Oh yeah, water cooler.
That is not gasoline. Gasoline ain't blue. She didn't even look at it either. She's just like, okay, I'll pour it in. The passing of the chainsaw. Jason? And she does escape this movie, but man, she gets fucked up. Oh,
Yeah, cause
damn.
I wonder, like, her deadite wounds are gone though. That is a little weird. Like her tongue's normal.
Oh,
Like, so is like when you bring somebody back, is everything the deadite does to them, does that like not count anymore? Cause her tongue should be
yeah.
like fucked up and shit.
Yeah, I guess
Look-
maybe when he buried her, he buried the Deadite version. When he unearthed her, he unearthed the Mia.
So I
I don't
wonder,
know.
like, if a deadite like cuts off your arm, can you like will your arm grow back when you're
Right.
buried?
Am I wrong for thinking that, like, how would you prefer if maybe David got possessed instead of Mia and Mia became the lead? Or do you think it's better like this?
I like that Mia got possessed because it works with her whole drug addiction thing. Um, I would have liked to see more of her though. It sucks because I kind of like both ideas. I like the idea of more Mia, but I also like that that it is a surprise, that she comes back and shit, and I do like that. And I just wish, like, I kind of agree with you. I wish she came back in a better way. I know it would have been like Ash in the first one, but it just would have been more fitting for the character and just show that she is strong. Like, I don't know, but this one works for the brother character. So, I don't know. Both ways work. It just matters. I think it's which character, I don't know what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm trying to say?
But he's like conflicting emotions.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know. I like both ideas.
It's weird. Yeah, because I'm the same way. Because I'm like, man, I love the fact that she has this finale and she's finally overcoming this demon that possessed her for so long. It's badass. Like, boom, right here, ripping her fucking arm off, her hand
She
off.
has that badass fucking one-liner too
Yeah.
that she just said.
But you're also but you're also wondering, like, if she would have been the lead to the whole movie, would that have been a bit better? But I don't know. I think both ways. It could work either way.
Yeah. That's why I kind of wish she had another movie to prove like herself and shit. She already proved herself, but just a little bit more. And I like how it's like evil Mia, and kind of like the dead, like Ash, evil Ash. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Hail to the queen, baby!
One of the best gore scenes, man. I love this. Look at this shot too. Very iconic. Boom.
It's her literally destroying her demon. She literally eviscerated her demons. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff, man. One hell of a way to end the movie, man. Probably one of the best finales in the Evil Dead series.
Yeah. And it's a very like powerful and personal ending in a way.
Mm-hmm. I don't think has there been another movie that you've seen where it literally rains blood from the sky?
Not that I could think of, but it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. How is that cabin not burned all the way down yet? The fuck? Maybe it's got a lot of duct tape on it. Ah, no.
The duct tape. The fireproof duct tape. Now, if you keep watching the credits here, man, if you watch it to the end, you can hear Ash's voice going groovy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Where are you gonna go, Mia? The water is blocking the bridge.
maybe I don't know. Maybe she'll swim with one arm.
Evil Dead. All right, y'all. That is it. Our journey of Evil Dead has
Dude,
concluded.
it's fucking raining blood in the credits. Well, it
Yeah.
was for a little bit.
Even in the credits, it has blood. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun watching from Evil Dead 1 all the way to the remake. I love these movies to death. And it was cool sitting back and chilling and watching these movies with y'all. Trenchy, thank you so much for joining me on this journey, man. Thank you so much for being a part of the commentary for the
Oh,
remake. Really cool to
thank
have
you
you.
for having me. Sorry I talked too much and forgot what I was saying and was
No,
rambling.
no, you were great, man. It was awesome, man. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't join for the other ones. I didn't have access, or I would have been here for all four. But I love this franchise. Sam Raimi's my favorite director, and hail to the king and queen, baby, man.
Hell yeah, enough said there, man. Enough said. But anyways, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all stopping by. Hope y'all are gonna go see Evil Dead Rise either today or tomorrow, or I'm seeing it either tomorrow or Saturday. So I'll get back on here and do a stream where we're gonna do our final chapter on the Evil Dead saga, Evil Dead Rise. So I will be back on here either tomorrow or Saturday to talk about the movie with you guys. But anyways, we had Aiden, we had Ben, we had so many people stopped by tonight. John, Hayden, Knack, of course Trenchy here. There's a lot of people. So thank you guys so much for all the support and thank you guys so much for hanging out. It's been a lot of fun. But anyways, that'll be it. That's what we call the end of the road. All right, y'all.
Stay frosty. Better go to his next stream, or I'll swallow your soul.
Yeah, I've listened to this guy. He sounds pretty serious. All right, y'all. Explorer 4 is out. Bye.
Bye.